Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning. Whose idea was this? It was my idea. Yeah, that's why I'm still in bed. Me? I'm FayWhat? And I'm going to help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's going to be a fantastic week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and I'm broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels. I'm also on demand anytime you want because I'm me and I'm Latina, and that's how I roll. Welcome to July 15th, 2024. Let's kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation. What else did you think I was talking about? You know that I would not know what to do with a boy, and especially a boy of this caliber with these abs and that ass, all right? You'll know what I mean in a second. Our first segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late. This morning, I'm joined by my gay guy pal, Jamal L. Starks. He's a model, spiritualist, wellness counselor, part of Queer Yoga Club Miami, and HIV activist with Impulse Group, and also sits on the Men of Color Advisory Board for Viv Healthcare. Let's not forget, he also walks as sex siren for the House of Gorgeous Gucci. You can find him on Instagram at Porcelain because of that damn skin of his. That's Porcelain with a 3 in the middle. PORC3LAIN. Good morning, Jamal. Welcome back to my bed, boo.
Hey, babe. Mwah.
How are you, puppy?
It's been a month of Sundays. It's actually been a month of Sundays.
What a statement. It's been a month of Sundays. Does that mean that it's been a chill month? Because it has not been a chill month.
We've been priding out. We've been very homo.
Yes.
We've been very gay.
We have been global homo, you know? And here we are in July and we're still gay.
Yeah. I don't mind.
I don't mind either.
I don't mind. Let's stay gay.
Congratulations, baby.
Thank you.
Like you're a part of so many different organizations, which is what I love, you know, because you always want to touch different groups of people, you know. If it's Miami, if it's Broward, if it's Legacy Builders, if it's Viv, if it's Queer Yoga, like you really are trying to touch the folks. I don't mean like that.
Yeah. Unless they
want to, because consent always, you know. But you've got your beautiful hands in a lot of little different communities.
Yeah.
And that's something that intentionally you wanted to do for 2024, and I'm seeing it.
Yeah. This is what I've been talking about since the pandemic. And now it's come to fruition. And now I have 2 classes under my belt as a yoga instructor. Wow. So that grounds a whole nother, you know.
Because you had to train. You were training for like a month, right? Where you had to.
Every day.
He was an intense training, all right? It was 6 a.m. to like after 5 every single day for a month.
12 hours every single day.
For a month. Like I thought that it was like, you know, to become a yoga instructor, they said, okay, put your left hand in your nose, okay? Put your right hand on top, tap it. Can you do that? Okay, you're in, right? Like stretch. Okay, you can stretch. You're good. That is not the case at all.
But shout out to the Miami Life Center.
Miami Life Center, yes.
That's the schooling I went through. They just don't play. They're grounded in what's called Ashtanga Yoga, the most difficult practice you could ever practice. It is every day. You get like 2 days off a month, which are moon days. Every other day you are practicing, you are hitting the pavement.
Yeah.
And also learning all of the rooted parts of it, like the background, the Bhagavad Gita, the Vedas, like all of these rich sources of information, like ancient information. They're teaching you these things.
Yeah.
Like you're doing a deep dive.
This goes
very deep.
Very deep.
It goes very deep.
And very long ago.
Yes.
You know? So when
like 20 to 30,000 years.
When I think of yoga, I also think of like the blonde-haired girl from like California. I'm so cute and I could stretch and I could put my, you know, my toes to my top and all that kind of stuff. I here in Miami, you see more black and brown people.
Yeah, getting involved.
Getting into yoga.
Yeah. And actually, it's an empowering thing. Women were not a part of yoga just 100 years ago.
Wow.
So even watching the little blonde girl put her leg up, I'm like, that's empowering because yoga is such a tool that men even kept that away from women.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. See, the first marginalized people, women.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Yeah.
But for those people that are like scared, because you get like, you're like, oh, I can't bend that way. You know what I mean? I can't do that.
I mean, I'm teaching you, so you're in my class, so I'm going to come around and adjust you. I'm going to give you modifications.
And there's always modifications for people that have knee stuff, back stuff like that.
Yeah,
okay.
And we have props. We have a whole bolster. We have blocks. We have blankets. We have a whole bunch of stuff at the Miami Life Center to assist you. And also, I'm there to assist you.
Yeah.
And my specific flow is called a sensual flow. So I don't want you in there like hammering it out. I want you getting easeful, soft. If you see some of my flows, it's like very, very fluid.
Very fluid,
yeah,
very
so you
flowing.
can get really into your body and understand how to flow with your body.
I love that, Jamal. And that's part of being an instructor. Now I get it. Now I get why you had to do the whole month long, Because, I mean, again, you're going to get a lot of different people in a lot of different stages of their yoga journey, And you've got people that think they're doing it right and they're not. You've got people, I've been doing it for 20 years. I was part of this ashram and they don't know how to do shit. You know what I mean? Like, or you'll get like somebody else that is trying to better themselves and they want to start off with some yoga and they're just freaking scared, because they think that they automatically have to put their leg behind their back. And that's not the case.
No.
All right.
No.
So check out, please follow Jamal on social media and go to one of his yoga classes. You'll thank me later. All right. Let's talk about some dirt. Let's Kiki, baby. All right. So first, Cyndi Lauper is busy promoting her new documentary, Let the Canary Sing, on Paramount Plus. Oh, I gotta see that. And gearing up for her Girls Just Want to Have Fun farewell tour. Speaking to the New York Times recently, Lauper revisited her decades-long rivalry with Madonna. Both singers released their debut album in 1983. Wow, that's a long time ago. And because of their similar look and sound, the press often pitted them against each other. Lauper expressed her disappointment over the rivalry, saying, quote, "It was a shame. I would have liked to have a friend," end quote. Cyndi Lauper reflects over rivalry with Madonna. What are we all talking about? I mean, they did that with Britney, right? And Christina Aguilera.
That's the machine, right?
Yes.
Because that's like the industry machine.
Yep.
We have to have two girls pitted against
you
one
got the
another.
drama.
We got the Nicki and all the girls. We had the Nicki versus
Cardi B.
Lil Kim, Cardi B.
Yeah.
Whitney versus Mariah. They're always doing this thing, and I think especially back then, like the celebrities didn't.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been nice for them to be friends.
It would have been, but could you see them as friends? Like, again, I don't know.
Like the same.
Same nothing. One is like sex, and Cyndi Lauper wants to have fun with fluorescent hair. Like,
but also have sex.
That is
Girls
true.
Just
No.
fun.
It's all about sex. And I mean, and something that binds them together automatically for me is their love for our community.
Yeah, that's what I would. I could like that. That's the studio. What
54? Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't they be friends there?
Yeah.
Like, be back there blowing coke with Michael Jackson. I don't know.
Right, but not if people go in your ear and tell you this guy's talking shit about you.
Or you see it in the press.
Or you see it in the press and you freaking believe it. And that was before social media. So whatever was in the press was unlike today with all that misinformation you get. Whatever you got was all you got.
That
you know
is
what I
true.
mean? That was the news.
That is true.
So Cyndi, call her now. Be friends with her now. All right.
They're both on tour, right? Well, Madonna just ended her tour. Yeah. And now Cyndi is picking up.
I mean, I can't listen to True Colors without crying, no matter what. Like whenever I hear it, because I just feel her talking to us. Cyndi Lauper.
Are you gonna go to the tour?
I wanted to, but it was fucking expensive.
Oh.
Like concert tickets are so expensive now, Jamal, and I'd rather buy shoes.
And I'd rather buy a plane ticket.
You'd rather have an experience.
An experience, but I think it's Ticketmaster and all these little machines that I was blaming Beyonce at one point. I was like, Beyonce or one of, but I think it's not. I think it's just the capitalistic machine. Like
Yeah.
You got to pay for this shit somehow.
But okay,
and everything's expensive.
Everything is just so crazy expensive. Okay, so I'm older than you, and I remember being a little kid and people waiting online outside of a record store or some kind of Blockbuster or whatever it was for their tickets, and people would wait online for that.
We used to do that for my era was the CDs.
Yeah,
and possibly a ticket.
And possibly a ticket. But I remember when girls would have to put their money together. Oh, I want to go see this boy band, or I want to see this person. And the ticket wasn't $500. So you know what I mean? It was, let me get my lunch money together for a couple of weeks, and it'd be enough.
Let me save up from my allowance
and my birthday, and I'll have it.
Right.
Now impossible. No freaking 12-year-old kid has $350 to go pay for a ticket.
Their parents do. We live in different generations.
We live in different times, man. Let me tell you.
Different times.
Next, model and RuPaul's Drag Race alum Carmen Carerra, who is gorgeous, claims a Pose character storyline mirrors her own. Earlier this week, she shared on social media that after auditioning for the FX show Pose, representatives never informed her about the role. In a Twitter post, Carerra accused Janet Mock, an executive producer, writer, and director on Pose, of completely ripping off her storyline for the character Angel Evangelista, portrayed by India Moore. Carmen Carerra says Pose stole her life story. What are we all talking about?
You see my face? Okay, I have one question.
Your face is going to stay that way if you keep on doing that. I'm just saying.
I have one question. Why now?
That's true. Pose ended 2 years ago, their final show, right? 2-3 years ago or whatever. Yeah. Like, why now though, Carmen? That's true. Listen, Carmen, you are gorgeous. You are drop dead gorgeous. Every time I see you perform somewhere, I'm blown away by just your paint mug and just how flawless your body looks, etc. But I don't get this either. You know what I mean?
I'm struggling. I'm really struggling because I thought Angel Evangelista's storyline was based on
ballroom culture.
Paris is Burning.
Paris is Burning.
Oh God.
Sounds like how many words?
Oh God. And I'm a ballroom
I know.
historian.
F you up about that.
But it'll come back to me. But I thought it was based on one of the characters in Paris is Burning, like loosely based on one of the characters on Paris is Burning. But I mean, and a lot of girls have that story. Like if you get into Angel's story, like a lot of girls do have that story. Especially it was set in the 80s. Yeah. Like hers was very nuanced and set in the 80s. Like,
but she wasn't alone there. There was a lot of people in the 80s going through the same journey.
Yeah,
you know, there were a lot of people. David?
Tracy Africa Norman, the first trans model.
Thank you.
Was that who you were
Tracy
thinking
Africa.
About?
No, I was thinking about
You still don't know.
Lord, it's on the tip of Venus. I think I'm thinking about Venus Extravaganza. The one that was found. But her storyline was in Pose. But Tracy Africa, that makes exactly. Yeah. Ballroom icon.
Yeah. I mean, and again, Carmen, not saying that you don't have your place in all of this, right? And you probably walked in similar shoes, right? But I mean, I'm not going to go and say, Ellen's show stole my storyline because she's gay. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not, it's not. But we appreciate you trying to stay relevant. All right, next, in one of the stand-ups, comedian Mateo Lane shares his gay volleyball experience. His friend Jesse in Chicago says, quote, "I'm sick of the bars and the apps. We're joining a volleyball team," end quote. Mateo, ever the sport, agrees, but they don't anticipate serious competition. While other teams had legit names and were there to win, Mateo's team chose the name Ursula. While other teams cheer with a 2-3-4 woo, Mateo's team, true to their Little Mermaid theme, chants ah, and then promptly loses. Take a look. Are there any other ways that you tried dating?
I'm from Chicago, and my friend Jesse, my friend Jesse years ago, my friend Jesse's the kind of gay, he's completely bald, but still halfway through the conversation, he'll wipe away hair that's like not good. And his voice is like somewhere between Julia Childs and Mrs. Garrett, like, girls, bonjour! And he said, I'm sick of the apps and I'm sick of the bars. We're joining a gay volleyball team. So we joined a gayer volleyball team, and nothing is gayer than, and so we thought it was like a bunch of gays were going to go to brunch and like have a good time, but everyone was really serious about it, and they had like sponsors. Our team name was Ursula's. So all the other teams, when they would cheer, they would put their hands on the leg, 2, 3, 4, woo! But since we were Little Mermaid themed, we put our hands in the middle and went, ah! And then lost. Always lost. Never won a game.
See? Okay, Mateo gave that justice, all right? I'm obsessed with Mateo Lane these days, even more now after seeing this. What are we all talking about?
He is so cute, and I love that.
He's so cute.
I
He's so
joined the
funny.
I was on the volleyball team last year.
Okay, but you can
South
play.
Beach. I can play, but it is gay. Like, he is right. Like, everybody's out there.
And is it the Ursula song?
Some people did have like some other volleyball teams. Shout out to y'all, South Beach. Did have cute little chants. Like, I was very jealous of some of the pink team was the gayest team. Like, they come out and they're just like, and they're all really short and cute. There's
I got it.
Yes, that's actually that's exactly how it sounds. They're like, I got it. Oh, I missed it. Damn.
But I still look cute.
But they're so cute. They come out in like pink shorts, and they'll come out in pink glitter, and they have body. It's so cute.
But Mateo has a point though, where people are like, I don't want to go to the apps anymore.
Yeah.
The apps are so impersonal. Aside from Grindr, all right? Because Grindr, you know what you're there for, all right? And it's to the point, and you get what you need, and that's it, all right?
All the apps are to the point now. Even Tinder, like.
But you can.
I swiped right on Tinder like a couple of weeks ago, and somebody was like, "You ready to?" I was like, damn.
Here's my dick pic, right?
No.
Just like that. Like, whoa! Like, wait a minute. I was just saying hello.
This is Tinder.
We had similar interests, bro.
I was swiping in coffee date. Now I'm getting dick pics.
Okay. But, so you have to be careful, okay? My point is you have to be careful. But like Mateo says, if you're sick of the apps and stuff like that happens, even on Tinder where it wasn't like that a couple of years ago, right? You could do a coffee date and stuff like that, right? A gay volleyball team might be the way to go. Think about it.
Or
softball, whatever.
Or whatever.
And if you can't play, it doesn't matter. You could be the water person. You could be like the cheerleader.
You can be the cheerleader. Yeah, we did have.
Just saying, and you can still hit on
and
the
it's
boys.
fun. Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
Just saying. Next, for 15 years, Rob Kearny, known as the world's strongest gay, has amazed us with his strength by lifting cars and sandbags and breaking all kinds of stereotypes. Kearny recently retired, finishing with a personal best at the 2024 World's Strongest Man event in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, recording the fastest time in the car walk contest. With his rainbow beard on full display, Kearny expressed gratitude for his career and thanked his husband, Joey, for unwavering support. His journey inspires the LGBTQ plus community to chase their dreams. Watch this.
Well, that's it. The end of my career. It's still really weird to say, but really fortunate that I went out on the best event of my life. I went out with an overall win, a win in my group, the fastest time of the competition on the car walk. Had an amazing reaction to the crowd, lots of tears, lots of emotion, and yeah, it feels surreal. I don't think it's really sunken in just yet. But as always, thank you all so much for so much love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for all the cheering. Excited to spend the rest of the weekend here cheering on all of my friends and finding out who's going to be the 2024 World's Strongest Man.
World's Strongest Gay retires. What are we all talking about? I love that he loves his boo.
I love him and his husband. I just found out about them a few weeks ago, and he's had a long career.
He's had a long career.
Very long career.
And he came out during his career,
During his
Jay.
career,
Like, it wasn't like, most people, once you're in and you're playing a sport or doing something like that to that capacity, right, and you're winning, you're not going to tell people that you're gay, right? You're not going to come out because you're afraid that it's going to mess up your competition.
And he just came out and continued being on top. Like, that's where we're not to be with, you know, we're strong too.
Well, and and
we're people too.
And we're people too, and this probably isn't right that I like this, right? But I like that, these male-dominated machismo sports like deadlifting and head and weightlifting and all that kind of stuff, right? Usually toxic masculinity everywhere you look, mostly cisgendered white men everywhere you look, and he displayed his love for his husband and his love for our community in his little shorts, in his beard, and he would always have something, you know, with rainbow on it or whatever, so people freaking didn't doubt for a second his homoness.
And also competing in something that would be the pinnacle of toxic masculinity.
Yes.
The pinnacle of the representation of toxic masculinity. He's shattering all of that and saying, bitch, we gay too. What? We're here too.
But,
hello?
But think about it. Who is going to F with somebody that can fucking pick up a car?
And walk it. Walk it down the street. Walk it down the street.
Walk it.
Actually, when I learned about him a few weeks ago, I went and watched a strongman competition. And at the time, he was competing with a few others, and they're all like really good friends, which is beautiful. But they were pulling a semi. Like, you know, the front part, not the back part, but the front part.
That's
they were pulling a whole semi. And who could pull it? I was like...
and so they have it attached to something, and then with that, there's kind of a bar in front of you, and you have to lift it and then walk with the car.
Like a deadlift.
Like I mean... On a side note, this is not Kearny. This is not him. But I also saw a competition where somebody had to pull a car with their penis.
Oh God, Jesus.
Look it up. I'm not even just saying it just to say it. I'm serious. Like, they tied it.
Just like went back up into the sack.
Sorry. Let's straighten that out. Let's go into the next topic. Sorry. Next, Celine Dion can be seen in tears while discussing her battle with stiff person syndrome in a trailer for the Prime Video documentary I Am Celine Dion. Diagnosed in December 2022 with this rare neurological disorder, Dion had to cancel her 2023-2024 tour. In the trailer, she confides, quote, "I'm working hard every day, but I have to admit it's been a struggle," end quote. Breaking down in tears, she adds, quote, "It's not hard to do a show. It's hard to cancel a show. I miss it so much," end quote. More power to you, mama. Watch this. Ready?
Is the sound man okay? My voice is the conductor of my life. When your voice brings you joy. Ça va les garçons? Je t'aime. You're the best of yourself. I need my instrument.
Celine.
911, what's your emergency?
I've been diagnosed with a very rare neurological disorder, and I wasn't ready to say anything before. But I'm ready now.
There were nights when the wind was so cold.
I see my life, and I love every piece of it. When a girl loves her shoes, she always make them fit. From 6 to 10, give it to me. I love them. Here we go.
I finished crying in the instant naturally.
When you record, it sounds great, but when you go on stage, it will be greater. I think we did create our own magic.
There were days when the sun was so cool.
It's not hard to do a show, you know. It's hard to cancel a show. I'm working hard every day, but I have to admit, it's been a struggle. I miss it so much. The people. I miss them. If I can't run, I'll walk. If I can't walk, I'll crawl. I won't stop. I won't stop.
It's all coming back to me.
Celine Dion's heartbreaking documentary, What Are We All Talking About? Have you seen it yet?
No.
You know, I haven't seen it yet, and I'll tell you why, right? Because first of all my gay boys have already seen it, and they all cried their eyes out, right? And they said it was that heartbreaking, right? You're already telling me I'm gonna cry. I gotta prepare myself to be in that situation. So every time I see it, I'm like, oh, I'm not ready. I'm not there yet, or I don't want to be that sad today. You know, when I think of Celine Dion, I think, you know, of a treasure. I think about Titanic. I think about all those songs of hers that, like, made millions and were at the top of the charts. And, every time you talk to a singer and you say, who did you look up to growing up? They always mention Celine, you know? And I'm a little embarrassed that when the story first broke about her illness, I thought it was made up. I thought it was a fake news. And I was like, why would somebody write something so horrible and then name it so weirdly? Like,
Right.
you understand? Am I saying that right? Because,
No,
because the condition is called stiff person syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
We're used to you giving me a long word that I can't say for someone's illness,
Right.
and then they named it that.
Stiff person syndrome, and it's been a while. And it's when I think of Celine, I think of a lot of accomplishments. First of all, I just think of from when I was small, this lady has been singing and performing at a worldwide level.
Yeah.
And all of the things that she's done, including a Vegas residency not too long ago. And at this juncture to have to combat or at this point in her life.
Yeah.
You know?
And when she's close to retiring and doing her farewell tours and then just enjoying the rest of her life for that to happen.
Here's something, and I think this happened on the heels of her husband passing away as well.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. So this is a lot.
Yeah.
So the documentary, I'm pretty sure it's going to show all of her highs, and her shows. But
I got goosebumps.
Then now this juncture to come up in it, my heart really goes out to
It really
to
does.
the lady.
It really does.
Wow.
And somebody told me, because I was I even got to the point where I told one of my gay boys, look, I'm not going to watch it because my heart breaks for her. So just tell me what happened, right? And he's like, no, you have to watch it, but I will tell you that there is an episode. She has an episode, right? I guess this illness.
In the documentary.
In the documentary.
Yeah.
And she.
Because you can't control it.
No, and she made it a point to keep it. They gave her the option to take it out of the documentary, but she felt that it was so important for this to be seen by people that she kept it in. And I can only imagine, how awful that episode must have been. Mm-hmm. But that even speaks volumes as the character that she is, the person that she is, I just thought she was some Canadian that had everybody up singing. You know what I mean?
And her authenticity and transparency should be applauded. That is, I mean, when you're that famous and that rich, you don't have to tell the world.
You don't have to tell the world shit.
For me,
No.
I would just be like, listen, I'm retired, leave me alone.
I would lip sync from then on. You play the track, nobody knows.
Give me a bunch of what do they do at the war ceremonies? Tributes. At this point, you should just be tributing me.
Yes.
I am legendary.
Yes.
I am Celine.
Give me all the icon, legendary, Vanguard awards.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
do
going
all
to do.
that.
I won't perform anymore, and nobody needs to know.
Nobody needs to know. I'm gonna go home and rest.
And
relax.
and after this, I think around the same time when this was mentioned, maybe not, but it was also that Justin Bieber was coming out saying that he had something also wrong with him.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is happening? What is happening to our white entertainers? What's going on with you?
I mean, when for anyone in America, period. But when you're working for so long and so hard, you don't know how much you put your body through. People don't understand when you're at this level of fame and performance for a lot of these entertainers and artists, they're putting their bodies through a lot. This is not a joke. These people wake up early, work out, work their vocal cords always. They're on special diets. They're shuffled from here to there with their schedules, with interviews and appearances and things. It's not. And after years and years, that takes some sort of toll. Just like it does on us who work day to day, in and out. If we're not, fully taking care of our bodies, sometimes, it's not easy out there for nobody, to stay relevant, make a dollar, make a living, and navigate these spaces.
But you made a good point, though, that it don't matter if you're a millionaire or a superstar, right? Things still happen to you.
Yeah.
And you still need to be upfront and aware about your mental health, about your body.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said about the vocals, this is a muscle, right? So they have to also make sure.
They got to work this. They got to work this. They have to work it. They have to tweak it. They have to get into it. They have to know. She don't sound the way she does just because she woke up and went, no. Somebody trained her.
Yeah.
Who trained them? Yep. But this can happen to any body.
It really could.
Like, doesn't matter. Our money will not comfort us from sickness.
Nope, it will not. So watch the documentary. Let me know what you thought, and tell me at the moment when you started crying, so I could just forward that part. All right. The FayWhat show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America, and Hotspots Magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 40 years. Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. Next, at the FayWhat show, we need to help my gay boys, right? I'm always all about helping my gay boys. And in our next segment called Dear Faye, I provide my expert lesbian knowledge and my vast experience as a living, breathing gay boy in a girl's body to help my fellow gay boy. And I've always got someone in bed to help me with their thoughts on the advice that we could give him. All right? Are you good with that?
I'm good.
All right, let's do it. Okay. So this week, it is Fred sent me an email. All right, here we go. Dear Faye and hot man next to FayWhat. That's you. I grew up in a very religious household, and even though I've distanced from all that now, I think I have a thing for religious iconography. I love shirtless guys wearing a cross necklace, guys with angel wing tattoos on their backs, and even get turned on by images of a half-naked Jesus being carried on a cross. Oh, wow. But my biggest turn on is a sexy man of the cloth. As a teenager, I spent a lot of time with young, handsome priests in my religious training after school and often secretly lusted over them. I remember finding it weirdly erotic at Mass when the priest would provide the Holy Eucharist by placing the body of Christ on my tongue. Wow, this is getting interesting. Eventually, I stopped going to church completely after realizing my sexuality was considered a sin. But that didn't shake my obsession. My new thing is searching for priest porn online. There's tons of it. Oftentimes, I feel like there's something really wrong with me for being into all this. I even tried to forbid myself the fantasy for a while, but keep coming back to it. Is this something I need to be concerned about and eventually get rid of it? I have sinned. Have I sinned a lot by thinking this way? Fred in Oakland Park. Yeah, unpack that, Jamal. I mean, like, have you ever thought, okay. So I went to Italy and they have this calendar that is, sexy Vatican priests, right? And the guy has all his clothes on, okay? He's just a really good looking priest for each month of the year, you know? And it was a very popular calendar. It's taboo to me to think that this religious figure, right, or this religious teacher or this religious guide is sexy. I don't let myself get past that point of finding them sexy. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's many people who don't feel that way, like Fred in Oakland Park. You know?
A lot of people don't, and it's nothing to be ashamed about. Nothing to be ashamed about. They're men too. Like, they're human too. What turns you on about looking at any good-looking man is what turns you on by any good-looking man. And there are good-looking men who are pastors, priests, bishops, spiritualists. There are sexy men, and that's not a problem. I don't see a problem. Hello, angel wings on the back. Hold on.
Yes! Listen, now Fred is coming through the phone, through the TV right now, right? For your angel.
And I have on my good devil underwear.
Yes!
That is
Listen, you don't get more religious than that, Fred.
You don't get more religious and spiritual than me. You know?
Listen, you're not the first or the last to sexualize somebody. I mean, I think that's just the bottom line, right? You know, men of the cloth, women of the cloth, right, can be beautiful and handsome too. And also, when you have somebody that's spiritually guiding you, right, you might also misunderstand those feelings because you're like, you're a teacher. Yeah. You're opening me up. I should have known this, but you're guiding me. And that makes the person sexy too, you know? Yeah. Like, my reverend at Unity on the Bay, Juan Del Hierro, he's sexy. He's cute, right? He's a good-looking man. And every time I say that, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that, right? But it's okay.
But it's human. It's human. And somebody said something the other day about spirituality, and I love it, and I'm going to use it now. But if spirituality doesn't ground you in reality, then it's not spirituality. Oh Run the fuck away from it. If it does not ground you in your humanity, if it does not make you human, if it doesn't ground you in reality, it is not spirituality. It is a delusionment.
See? There you go.
So don't be deluded. You're attracted to hot men who happen to get up and, have, some artifacts on them that represent who they are. Oh, okay.
Okay, and that's it. But don't not allow yourself to have those wonderful thoughts, right? I mean, those wonderful dreams. Like, you're not hurting anybody.
No, you can even create a whole fantasy, like, I'm pretty sure there's some groups out there. There's a lot of...
You can do some AI where you can put the priest's face on one person, put your face on the other, go to town, have a great time.
Yeah, just have fun with it. Y'all dress up as sexy hot priests and have yourself
that's
fun party.
That's one of my favorite costumes in Halloween, when people dress like the sexy priests and the sexy nuns. Because I used to watch nun porn, but that's a whole other thing. Maybe
there we go.
Faye shares. See, there it is. Now I told you my truth.
You got a friend in Faye.
You got a friend, okay, who also likes that stuff. So you're okay,
Just
all right?
Like you got a friend in Jesus.
Yes, Jesus is your friend, okay? And Jesus was hot. He was brown skin and he had abs.
He was gorgeous.
He had to carry stuff. I mean, hello. So it's okay, all right? And folks at home, you see, we help people having all kinds of different problems. So if you have a problem, send it over to Dear Faye, and me and Jay and whoever's sitting with me will just seep through it and we'll find the best advice for you, right? There's no weird advice. There's nothing off limits. Send it over. If we could talk about sexy priests, we could talk about anything. So thank you. So Jay, it's July 15th. What do you got going on this week? Anything fun?
Yes. Impulse is sponsoring the Kiki ball at the end of this week on July 20th. Also, my yoga class, my weekly yoga class. It'll be a few yoga classes soon because a lot of people are like, you have any others? So it'll be that. But yeah.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. Listen, but do it for yourself. Give yourself a gift, okay? And I have told you guys in the past as well. Miami Life Center. Follow Jamal Porcelain on IG. And like I've told you before, get yourself a reading. It's the middle of the year. Good time to send to yourself for the rest of the year. Maybe you haven't accomplished some of those intentions that you had January, and here we are in July, right? Maybe you need a little repositioning.
6 months.
A centering of some sort. Because I told you that I'm due, because I did mine at the beginning of the year. And so if you need that, Jamal's the person to call.
And also, if you see me at Hollover Beach, a lot of people have been seeing me and sitting down and being like, are you doing readings? I'm doing readings at the beach because that is my comfort spot. And so a lot of people have been actually seeing social media and this and everything and been like, I saw you and I know what you do. So yes, if you see me at the beach, approach me.
Don't be shy, okay? Now, he might be naked, but I mean, there's an extra gift for you. Say thank you to Faye. Jamal, I love you. Thank you, Jamal Starks, for being on my show. You will see him again next month with his sexy self. And make sure you follow him on social media at Porcelain on social media. All social media, he's on it, right?
Yes.
All right. I love you, baby. Mwah. My boo. Did you know that the Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square, which also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church located in Fort Lauderdale? We broadcast their Sunday service every week at 10:30 a.m. FayWhat Show, we want to introduce you to interesting people that are so important to our LGBTQ plus community. This morning, I'm joined by Wilton Manors City Commissioner in all his glory, Chris Caputo. super excited about our next guest, right? You know him, you love him, you see him freaking everywhere, right? He's the man around town, right? He's our commissioner in Wilton Manors, Chris Caputo, and he's in bed with me today. So that's my audience, yeah. Chris. Do you like it?
I love it. I love your audience. I love your bed.
Do you like my bed?
I never thought I would say that I was in a woman's bed, let alone your bed. This is really an honor.
Is this the first time you've been in a lesbian's bed?
I think it is, yeah.
Wow.
Well, I think it's a woman's bed. Like, I think we can pull it all the way back, not just a lesbian, but
yeah.
First time in a woman's bed.
Well, I'll tell you a little fun fact. You know TP Lords?
Yeah.
She's one of the best drag queens in life, right? And she calls South Florida home. She decorated this bed.
That makes sense.
I don't feel like
this is a lesbian bed.
Yeah. Yeah, because it would be like, it would have like a Home Depot flag, a flannel in the middle,
right.
like Birkenstocks hanging from the top, right? You do know, Chris, that I'm not that kind of lesbian, right?
Well, you are a beautiful lesbian, but I assume somehow you still have like things made out of flannel someplace.
Somewhere, hidden, right? Just to keep my lesbian card. Maybe my lesbian card is flannel.
People question you otherwise.
I still, that people in our community still think I'm straight sometimes?
I have at times thought that. Not
because I hit on you?
No.
Because you're hot. That's why
No, you're always on the arm of some attractive gentleman.
Oh, well, that is true. I only have hot gay boy friends.
How do I get that situation?
Hello. Let's talk about Roger. That boy looks like a Ken doll, all right? He really does. All right, we'll get to that, all right? So, Chris, you're so interesting and fun. And, I've, since the second that I met you, I'm like, I want to grow up and be like Chris Caputo, right?
And now I want to grow up and be like Faye. So isn't that funny how the tables have turned?
You see? Yeah. Exactly. Do you cook?
I do cook. I'm a horrible cook.
Are you?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, Roger doesn't know any better. He thinks it's great. I'm a really, really bad cook. I've started multiple fires. It's bad.
What have you cooked for him that he thinks is so good?
These things from HelloFresh, I make this pasta, and every time I make it differently. I think he just loves me because he says it's good. It can't be good. The dog won't eat it. My dog will eat anything. He won't eat this.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
That's hysterical. So you live in Wilton Manors, right? What restaurants on the drive do you go to that you don't need to see the menu?
So Bona, I love the Fazzoletti at Bona.
The Syriac is my thing.
Oh yeah, chicken Syriac is really good.
Good.
It is good. Let's see. I mean, Rosie's. Everyone knows Rosie's, right?
Yes.
Bubbles and pearls, but then that's oysters, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. It's not on the drive, but I love Union too.
I love Union Kitchen.
They're so great.
But it's practically on the drive at this point.
We count it as on the drive.
It really is, and they're amazing. All the boys over there at Union Kitchen, you guys are incredible. You are really always so welcoming, and everything that you have is delicious. Yeah. So you're a fit guy, obviously.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Obviously,
always working on it.
Body Tech, right? Where all the cool kids go.
Peak Fitness.
Peak Fitness, yes, where all the why was I thinking that? Anyway, at Peak Fitness, so that's where all the cool kids go.
It's all kinds of people go there, which is what I actually love about it. Mm-hmm. It's not, it's what I love is we have people that have never been to the gym before. We got this one guy who's 82, never been to the gym, overweight, and just seeing what he's done. That's really cool to me. That's the fun part of the job. Is seeing those people have massive transformations.
Oh my God, and I could imagine that. But you've got so much else going on. I thought that you had acquired this incredible gym, and then that was it. You're gonna have other people taking care of it. I'm constantly seeing posts of you training others.
Yeah. So I mean, the reality situation was I was building the gym for Leo.
Okay.
And Leo sadly passed.
Yes.
So it was never my intention to run the gym.
Really?
I had I have a tech company that is my core.
Yes.
Focus. So, but the gym has become it's been kind of a way to reconnect sort of with Leo, right? But also just it's been really rewarding. There's things that we all get to do in our jobs that really are a reason you wake up, and it's a reason to wake up because people's lives change.
Yes, yeah, and like you're saying, you get to see these people's lives changed. A little bit of exercise, folks, will do you some good. All right, that sex after hunters is not really cardio.
Well, it can be cardio.
It can be.
It can be. Yes.
Well,
depends who's doing the work.
Oh, it depends on who's doing. No, but that's not true because it all depends on who's doing the work because it just depends. Those power bottoms, sometimes they gotta sweat.
Yeah.
Were you into fitness? I mean, I know that you like to bike. We're gonna talk about that also. Were you always into fitness? Were you a chubby kid?
So that's. Do you know me? Because I was.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah. I was. I didn't know I was chubby, and then college.
Then you met people?
Yes, and then people were like, "Hi, you're a little chunky." which was news to me. But yeah, so I was a little chunky, and I in fact, like, I love to run. But during high school, I was on the track team, which I only did because there were boys that I wanted to see. So I went to the track practice. Get to the first track meet, I couldn't make it one lap around the thing. Apparently, I hadn't practiced at all, and so I was not meant for sports. So it wasn't until like my mid-20s that I started to do anything.
Oh my goodness!
Kind of with the smart ride stuff like that.
How interesting is that? Because I joined the volleyball team just because of the coach.
Yeah, but that's. I mean,
I'm not athletic though.
Yeah.
Like at all, Chris.
Well, I just assume because you're lesbian, it's innately in there.
Nah, not even softball. You would think, right, that I could throw a ball. Like, it's bad. Like, yeah. Like, I throw so bad that I throw the balls to the dogs and they don't even go get it.
They don't.
Because they're like, oh,
they
yeah.
avoid your balls and my food. The two of them are done. That's it.
That's it. Yeah. So you serve the incredible people of Wilton Manors as commissioner, and this is your 4-year term. This is the end of your 4-year term now, right? That's right. And we are at the end of that term, and now you will continue for 4 more years, right?
It's a really awesome honor. Like, it's very different from the gym, but it's so hard to explain how awesome it is to be able to serve that community, which like is my life, right? Like, you're there all the time. You're always in Wilton Manors. You're always promoting Wilton Manors. Like, it's a place that I love and brings so much joy to me and so many people's heart. To be able to serve it is really it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's our safe space. I mean, it really is, you know? Everybody knows that I live in Miami, but my hashtag is Wilton Girl because I'm always in Wilton.
It feels like home, even if it's not your home.
Yes.
That's what I love about it.
Yes.
And it can be everyone's home. You don't have to live there for it to be your home.
You don't have to live there, you know? And you could always find a hookup, someone that'll let you stay on their couch, you know? But you can literally go to an art show, go have a great time at a restaurant, go party at the Manor or Hunters. You can have a whole weekend and not leave.
And there's so many different things you can do. Like, I think sometimes it's like, I'm happy you brought up, like, art or there's theater. Like, there's so much stuff that isn't just drinking.
That isn't just clubbing.
I love to drink and drive, but there's so much stuff that's there. There's so much depth to it. It's really awesome.
Yeah. What's the hardest part of being part of the commission?
So the hardest part is you get to know things like whenever you dig into a subject, right? There's always more to be revealed. Like, the government does all kinds of stupid things. And there's some stupid things that we as a city do that are because we have to follow rules by the federal government or by other things. And so, like, there's money that gets wasted that's annoying as hell, or there's decisions we make that just, they feel like they don't make sense. But when you know the reason behind it, it makes sense. But it's very hard in this online Facebook world of like sound bites where it's like a 2-second, this is stupid that they did this, to be like, well, let me give you the 30-minute explanation as to why it has to be done that way, even though it's really dumb.
Wow.
So that's like the toughest part, because I get really frustrated when anyone's unhappy. And so when I see things that make people be unhappy and it's like hard to explain to them why it's like that, it's really frustrating.
Yeah, because there's protocol. There's things that you have to do, you know?
And it's a commission of 5 and we get along very well, but there's not everybody agrees on everything. So just because I think something's the right way doesn't mean it is. It's often the wrong way.
Yeah.
Which is why we have 5.
No, and okay, they'll be at a commission meeting where people are able to talk right at the beginning. There's always time that anybody can come and like just spill the beans on whatever is upsetting them, right? So there'll be times that somebody will be like, there's a garbage can at this corner and I don't know why it's at that corner and it needs to be moved. And I'm like, wow, there's bigger things that should be of importance than this garbage can.
You're right, but here's where it gets so frustrating. And so, by the way, because for that person, I get that garbage can is that's everything to them in their life. Really, it really could be. Like, we don't know their story. Like, they could be.
They dream about that freaking garbage
that's
can.
There for them. And actually, what's really frustrating is you'll be up there on the dais, and you want to be like, okay, that's no problem. I took down your address. I'll have this. They'll go out and handle it tomorrow. But we can't talk back to them. So what ends up happening is then that person's sitting there for the whole meeting thinking they don't even give it a flying F when it's not the case. Like, meanwhile, we're doing stuff. So, like, that's another example of like, how someone might blow up something that's not so big of an issue. And then the flip side, we try to do stuff, but it's not always obvious.
So you talked about your pack, your 5 crew, right? So it's you, Scott Newton, Don Darminio. Who else am I missing?
We got Mike Brocky. We have Paul Rowley.
Mike Brocky and his arms.
Yes, that was so great. How great was that?
Can you tell them what I'm talking about?
I need to get the outtakes of that. It's like he comes on stage, he catches himself in the camera and just starts going like, oh, I didn't see those arms. Like, I just didn't know what to do, but I was very happy. I was happy for him.
That was at the Wilton Manors.
Where were the outtakes on that?
I know, we have to find out. That's not even an outtake. That is literally what
live.
happened.
And it was like it was a long segment of it.
And it was hysterical.
It was great.
And what an incredible crew and what an incredible different personalities, but everybody's committed to us, Of those 4 people, who's your favorite?
The 4 others? Oh, so geez, you're getting me in trouble. But,
Yeah,
I'll answer that. It's for very different reasons. It's going to be 2. It's going to be.
Okay, you can say 2.
It's going to be the mayor and it's going to be Commissioner D'Amarino. Like,
Okay.
2 very, very different, by the way, people.
Mm-hmm.
But I love Scott. Scott is very practical. Like he understands how things work. He's a good, honest guy.
Yeah.
Don is progressive and is like wants change and is like, ready to take on big things.
Yes.
So that's a good mix, right? You need the balance of both of them.
You need both of that. And then you. Okay. Out of the other 4, who would you invite to a barbecue because you know he's going to bring something delicious?
No, I don't even know why I paused.
I know. I can't believe you used to
Mark. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I was like, okay, so Don D'Amarino is married to Mark Moderano, who is a dear friend of the show, and I love him. Hi, Papa. And he just could cook his face off. Like, it's just ridiculous.
I think that's all he does is cook. That's all he does is cook nonstop. It's so delicious.
Okay,
it's amazing.
it is.
It's amazing.
I don't know how he finds the time, but that's a whole other show. All right. Out of the 4, who would you trust your boo Roger with on a boys' night out?
What do you mean my boo, What is? Oh, who would I trust? Who would I trust?
Who would you trust Roger with? His boo's name is Roger.
Yeah. Sorry, Paul Rowley.
Okay, why?
Because I know that Roger would behave around Paul Rowley.
Okay,
that's how I'm gonna answer that one.
Okay. So this is the big question. All right. Out of the 4, who would you trust your dogs with overnight? That's the biggest question ever. Because again, that I wouldn't trust my dogs with just anyone.
It would either be Scott or Don.
Okay.
Probably Scott because Don's got Doug's got dogs already at the house. Who knows, and a lot of food. My dog would just eat all the food.
Would just eat all of it.
Yeah, let's go. And he's already 100 pounds, so we'll go with Scott.
So they'll be good. Yeah. All right. Okay. So
that is a good question. Who would you trust your dog with?
Because that's it. Those are our babies.
It's so funny because I'm gonna get in trouble because my dog sitter who watches the show and he's somebody we all know. Stephen Lang.
Hey, Stephen.
So I'm just gonna get Roger in a lot of trouble right now. Sorry, Roger. Please don't watch this. So Stephen comes over and watches my dogs when I travel.
Mm-hmm.
Roger takes his dogs to daycare because he wants them to be on camera the whole time. He doesn't. I'm not saying he doesn't trust Steven. That's not what I mean. But it's like that's his dog. He's got to be on camera. He's got to know what's going on with that dog.
He's got to be able to check it from wherever he's at and see there's my dog.
That's it. Yeah. So it is that is the question: who you trust your dog with?
Because it's again.
He doesn't trust his dog with me, by the way. Like when he's left town, he's thought about taking his dog, and I'm like, I'm going to be home with the 2 dogs. No, I think I'm going to take.
No, I think I want to see him on camera. And you're going to be out on your stuff, and you're going to forget about my dog, and I can't take that chance. But I mean, that's a legit question.
It is.
It's like, who would you trust your house with? Who would you trust your pets with? I mean, I think the pets are even more than the house.
The house can be replaced.
So, so you've helped to raise money for so many organizations, and a few dear to my heart, SunServe with my brother, Tony Lima.
I love SunServe.
They do great work. And, Tony adores you. And
I love him too. He's, by the way, the handsome gentleman. When I said, I've always seen around Wilton Manors the handsome gentleman. It's always him. You didn't pick up on that, but Tony, I was talking about you.
And I mean, what SunServe is doing for just people across the board
what's wild is what people don't know that SunServe is doing, right? Like that's the thing is I still to this day, because of, sort of the history with Leo, I get phone calls from people that are, for any number of reasons, just at the end of what they can handle, or, whether that's financially, whether that's mentally, whatever it is. And I'm like, don't worry about it. Call SunServe. They'll figure out a way.
Yeah.
And I've never had anyone say that SunServe didn't figure out a way, right? Mm-hmm. And though they do a much better job than they used to, they still, that story doesn't get told, right? Because you can't list the people that called and said, I'm down on my luck, right? Like they don't do that, right? Yeah. Obviously. So, but I get the callbacks. I hear that. I talk to them and I see them smiling a month later when they were crying last time they talked to me.
Yeah.
So that's the stuff that nobody gets to see and to know, that when you know it, it really, it buys you into what they're doing.
It buys you in. Yeah. And I, your partner was an incredible soul. Leo was just handsome and gorgeous and
lots of energy,
lots of energy, full of life, also into, the working out, etc. Like he said, peak was because of Leo, and after his passing, you were so adamant through all the pain and everything to still scream, if you need help, please find help.
Yeah.
You were able to stand in front of hundreds of people at his celebration of life, and you made that his legacy.
The thing for me is I have my own set of challenges, of course, but I've never experienced depression, like people experience depression. And now I've just come to learn how many people do experience depression. And I've definitely come to just like, in my mind, it was like, well, I was so not educated. It was like, just get over it. Just like,
you're just having a bad day.
You're having a bad day.
Yeah.
Cause, but that's not what it is. There are people that struggle for things beyond their control, and it's just,
And it's sad. And it's sad,
But it's amazing the work that, like, what's awesome is there's good coming of it. Like, that's the part that, like, it's the stories of what somebody who goes through there and comes out and the life they live.
Yes.
That is freaking awesome.
That is freaking amazing.
That's awesome,
and that's what we need to really focus on more. Because, I mean, God, there's always going to be the need there, and I hope that someday in our lifetime, that stigma won't be there for our community to go get help.
It's definitely getting better, right?
It is getting better. It is getting better.
Talk about it makes it awesome.
Because people like you talk about it, because people like me talk about it. My wife is a psych certified nurse practitioner. She talks to people and makes sure that they're on their right meds, A lot of people don't say that. They're not out front about it because of the stigma, and it's getting better. And it's getting better because of organizations like Sunsurf.
It's one of those interesting things where when somebody is well, because whether it's medication, like say they're on medication, you don't know, and so depression's never a topic because they're in care and they're doing great. So you don't see it, like it's kind of like how HIV. Like there was a time when we were all aware of HIV, and then when medication came out, people started getting well. We sort of forgot about HIV because it was just a pill away, right?
Yeah.
The solution, if you will. So it's because there's solutions. We're not getting enough people to them, but when we get them to them, they work, and people's lives change.
Yeah, completely.
So support Sunsurf, by the way.
So support Sunsurf.
And any organization that's doing work around mental health, for sure.
Pride Lines in Miami as well.
Pride Lines is great.
Edward Summers is just incredible.
That's great.
So let's talk about one of my favorite people on earth, Glenn Weinzimmer.
I love him.
Okay,
Yeah.
I fucking love that. I love that damn Italian guy.
Yeah.
So, he's been on the show with me. He's talked about his AIDS journey. His HIV/AIDS journey.
It's like 10 journeys. Like
it really is, right?
It's life. Wow. His story just is a lot.
His story is crazy. He was given 6 months to live, folks. I mean, that is, and here we are decades later. So the Smart Ride raised millions of dollars for HIV/AIDS, and they were around for about 20 years, right? It was 20 years.
20 years. It's the 20th year.
Right? And by the way, folks, just like, we were talking about before, know your status, okay? It's important to know your status. We have a lot of places that will make sure that will check you for free, find out and know your status. It's so important.
Get you on PrEP if you're not positive, or get you in care. Yeah. As somebody who is positive, Roger's not positive. These things are all okay. Like just, get in care, know your status. It's so easy to do, but it's easy to not do too.
It's easy to not do too. Yeah. So you're a biker. Were you a biker before Smart Ride, or did Smart Ride kind of push you into that?
So it was actually, I had sort of was interested in Smart Ride. I think I maybe did 1 year, and then I found out it was positive. And so it became part of my coming out with HIV journey, right?
Oh my God, how awesome.
So that was really, that's like when I really bit my teeth into it. And, because when you are a beneficiary in some way, when you get services from places that it funds, it sort of changes your view on things.
Yeah, and it's your way of giving back, So I saw you both ride in the last Smart Ride, right? I was a cheerleader. You fuckers know I wasn't riding that thing, okay? It hurts my butt. I don't have a butt, okay? So I saw you and Roger for the last Smart Ride, which was now becoming the Joy Ride. Make sure that you go check that out. Was biking something that you and Roger both shared, or did you force him into it? Like, for example, I love Zumba, and I forced my wife into it. It didn't go well. Let's just say that.
So if I had forced him into it, it would not have gone well. I was shocked, by the way, that he had any interest, because like Roger, I'm pretty good at peer pressuring people. Roger does not respond to he just doesn't respond.
Oh my God, that's why it works.
Because he does, so he doesn't respond to it at all. And he heard it was the final year, and he goes, "Oh my God, it hurts the final year. I have to do it." And I was like, "What?" I said, "What?" I was taken back because that's not who I thought he was, right?
Oh, yes.
But it was so awesome because he turned out to love it, right? So we'll get you on a bike. His ass hurt in the beginning too, but you'll be fine. You should do the Joyride.
Can we do one of those bikes with the little sidecar?
Yeah,
and then you could ride the bike and I'll be on the sidecar.
Okay, I could be into that. I think I could be into that.
Listen.
You would kill me.
I would kill you. That's what I'm saying. My big ass would kill you.
No, not that. I'm just I'm bad at driving, I'm bad at biking. You would kill me.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. How many miles was that from?
It's 165. Actually, 166. They lie.
That extra mile hurts your ass.
It does hurt your ass.
And how many times did your thing break? Did your chain break at all?
Not this year.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because those things are so thin. The bikes are so thin. Yeah. Like it's
crazy. And when it breaks, it's always like the hottest fucking part of the day. Part of the language. Yeah.
My God. Okay. Okay, let's go back to Wilton Manors. So there's so many changes happening in Wilton Manors, right? Developments, hotel, you know, as someone that lived on South Beach in the 90s, right? I'm super afraid that our neighborhood will turn into what happened in Miami Beach, right? Miami Beach still has a couple of gay clubs. Don't get me wrong. I love Twist. I love Nathan's, you know, I love Palace, right? But they're few and far apart. Like in the 90s, there were gay places everywhere, right? I'm afraid that Wilton Manors will happen, that will happen. Will that happen to our neighborhood? Do you envision that happening? And I'm saying 6, 7, 8 years from now, you know?
So there was a time we were on track for that to happen. The truth is, you know, COVID, by the way, as tragic and horrible as it was, it sort of saved us, I believe, because what was happening is the demographics of Wilton Manors was changing, right? But then COVID happened, and all of these gays and lesbians that were like, one day I'll retire to Wilton Manors, were like, well,
today is the day,
right? And they came with their you know, their home sales from more expensive markets where real estate was a deal here. It's no deal here. You know,
anymore.
It's not. It's a real struggle, right? But they could afford to come in and buy, and so they, you know, we definitely increased the percentage of gay population. I'm grateful for happening out. You know, I'm grateful for Al, who likes to call it the gayest place on planet Earth, and I'm running with that one.
Yeah.
Right? Because we have to be intentional about keeping it that way, right? And I think that's funny because, you know, our mayor is straight.
He's straight,
right?
yeah.
And he is gayer than I many days.
That's what I was gonna say. He's the gayest straight man.
He may not sleep with men, but he is gayer than I.
He is.
He loves the city for what it is.
Go look at some of the pictures from Wilton Manor Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival. That fool, and he's not a fool.
Yeah.
He was a very, very beautiful looking man with a boa, and he wore that boa.
He rocks it. And it's totally authentic, you know. And it's like
and no one questions him, and and his girlfriend follows along, right? And like nothing, like that's our mayor.
I don't know if I'm supposed to tell this story, but I had just gotten elected, and I think it was, I don't know if it was Wicked Manors or Stonewall, but it was it was a family-friendly event, right? And so somebody walked by and may not have been dressed in what is my opinion of, like, you know, family friendly.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, we gotta, you know, this is family friendly. He's like, you need to quit being a prude. People that come here, they know what they're coming for. This is Wilton Manors Gay Pride or Wicked Manors or whatever it was.
He schooled you.
He schooled me, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, you're right, because this is, you know, people are consenting adults, you know, bringing, you know, if they're bringing their 17-year-old or something here, they know what they're.
Yes.
So,
wow. Look at that. The straight mayor had to put it in perspective.
Yeah.
For
it was
you.
Good. It was good for me to get in check like that too. Like, you know, to realize like this is an amazing thing we have and people know what we've got here.
Yeah.
And so we got to build on that.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's that right-wing rhetoric that has us all like this, you know?
Which is what it's designed to do, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, we can't live in there because if you just sit and look, like we just had an amazing Stonewall Pride. You were there, like you like for you were. It was amazing, right?
It was amazing.
And that all went flawlessly, and we had no problems, right? Like, you know, like everyone that was there had a great time.
Yep.
This is who we are as a community. We're not what they say we are, and we don't have to live that way, right? We need to enjoy what we've got.
And we've got to just keep on shining no matter what.
That's right. And not worry about them.
And not worry about them.
It's natural for us to shine.
We can't help but shine. We're just so freaking fabulous. We just can't help it. All right, so I'm going to finish today. I keep on saying tonight like if it's nighttime. Jesus. I am going to finish today's interview with a little game. Is that okay with you?
I'm going to do it.
All right, so as you saw, like this interview I wanted with you, Chris, because I wanted our viewers to learn more about you, right? Like what makes you tick. You know, you're fucking fun as shit. You have a great sense of humor, right? You're everywhere. You represent. Sometimes you're at 5 events a night, and I don't even know how you do it.
And I've seen you at every one, and then you're going to 6 more after me. Six more after me.
I have 2 more on the way home.
Done.
Shut up, right? You know. So this game is just like a speed round, and I'm gonna give you I'm gonna say like black or white, and you will say.
Great. But I got it. I was just being difficult.
He understood. He's just being a dick. I got it. All right. Okay. Got it. All right. So the game is called Say What with FayWhat. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Pink or red?
Pink.
Michael B. Jordan or Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan.
Madonna concert or singing Madonna in your car?
Sing Madonna in my car.
Oprah or Deepak Chopra?
Oprah.
Saltburn or White Lotus?
White Lotus.
Oppenheimer or Barbie?
Barbie.
Bingo or cornhole?
Ooh.
That is the one who gets
That's
you?
the one I can't do it. That's the one that broke me. I want both. Sorry, I have to take both on that one. Yeah.
I just learned about cornhole the other day. Like, I guess
I feel like that.
I'm not that white.
You're not a lesbian.
I'm not that white either. I've never seen no Latinos throw empanadas into a hole and like make a game out of it. Like, it's just not what we do.
Is that how you played cornhole?
I mean, I think you throw some bean bags into
How
some
have you
shit.
not?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay. Packing light or overpacking for a trip?
Packing light for sure.
Really?
Yeah,
okay, well, you don't wear a lot of clothes. Hence, look, I'm
cool.
like, hey, bring pajamas. It's like, I'll just go in shorts. No big deal. You know? Arrive early to the party or fashionably late?
Fashionably late.
Cash or cash apps?
Cash apps.
Pizza or Chinese?
Pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of pizza do you like?
Bona.
Oh,
Bona has good pizza.
Because that oven.
Yeah.
That
There's some real good pizza
oven.
there.
Oh, shopping online or in person?
Only online.
Oh, right. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. When's the last time you've been to a mall? I think I went for an event, and I was like, "Oh, these things, they still exist."
Yeah, it's crazy.
I can't.
And then I think I bought what I found on the rack online, like instead, just because I didn't want to have to carry it home.
Well, that part, yeah. Football or basketball?
I don't know either of those, but if I had maybe basketball, it's more exciting.
Well, to watch it, right?
Yeah, basketball.
Basketball.
Shorts,
Okay,
sorry.
basketball shorts. All right. Pickleball or tennis?
Tennis, only because I lost pickleball to the mayor, and I've never forgotten that. It was traumatic.
Listen, it wasn't really traumatic.
It was
He's
traumatic.
good.
I thought I was going to whip his ass.
He's
It was
good.
embarrassing.
Well, but that's what him and his boo do all the time. Is just practice playing pickleball. Like, you know, she's like the champion or some stuff.
Crazy. It's crazy. He's
She
the
got
champion.
medals,
the
and he's the champion
I'm
too.
still upset about it. It's just getting me upset.
No, I see. I'm sorry. I'll move on.
Yeah.
Car or truck?
Car.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
Lady Gaga or Beyonce?
Lady Gaga.
Michelle Obama or Oprah Winfrey?
Obama.
The View or Abbott Elementary?
The View.
Pasta or rice?
Pasta.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs. Who asked that question? That's a ridiculous question.
Because there's people who really are cat people.
They
and
don't watch the show, do they?
I mean,
I'm just kidding. I'm sure they don't.
Spider or snake?
Snake.
Toilet paper end over or toilet paper end under?
Doesn't matter to me.
How could it not?
I wouldn't know the difference.
No,
it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, if I go to somebody's house and the toilet paper is under, I change it.
And I wouldn't notice that you changed it because it doesn't matter. It wipes the same. It wipes the same.
Sunrise or sunsets?
Sunsets.
Wilton Manors Stonewall Pride Parade or Wicked Manners? Ha 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 ha! Pick one.
Oh. Wicked Manners. Sorry.
That's hard though.
Yeah, it is
right?
hard. It is hard.
Because it kind of is our gay Christmas, right?
Yeah. And it's I don't like to dress up, by the way. I volunteer, so I don't have to dress up. But I love seeing everybody else get so excited.
Yeah, because we always have the most creative.
Yeah, that's why I won't get dressed up, because I know that I'm gonna you can't. How do you compete?
You can't. You
compete.
You got to be like Tony. He just puts a crown on because he just wants to be a king for everything. And I'm just like, what are you wearing this week? Oh, spooky king. Got it. Last year was pretty king.
Yes.
The year before was young king. Okay, next year you got to be the old king. I'm sorry. You know. He won't like that.
Yeah, I know.
He won't like that. He's still not happy that he turned 50.
Is he 50? I don't think he is. He's 40.
Okay, we'll say that he that's why he likes you.
Yeah. And you told him old king, and I said he was 40. Do you see? I'll be on his arm all next year. It won't be you anymore. Yeah, you'll be done.
I love you, Chris Caputo. Thank you so much for being on my show.
This is so much fun. I never thought it'd be so much fun to be in your bed.
No, you see? Thank you. Thank you so much, Chris. And thank you for all that you do. Thank you for representing all of us.
No, you represent us. I appreciate you.
I try my best. But the fact is that when our gay boys see you at these events, they see themselves, you know? And that means so much.
They also see themselves in you.
That's so weird, though. How would they see themselves in me?
Because you're somebody that shows up, that's the life of the party. Like, you're who they want to be, right? Like, you're always there. You're always just so bubbly and happy and look good. Like, isn't that what maybe that's just me, but I think that's what every gay boy dreams to grow up and be and feel. Right? Yeah.
Well, I love it. So keep on doing that. All right. So make sure that you follow Chris Caputo on all social media outlets. He's always doing something fun, and he's always doing something fun that helps our community. And he keeps on doing amazing work. Chris, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Look into that camera and say, FayWhat?
FayWhat?
Yes. We'll be right back. So that's it. That's the FayWhat show. I hope that you had fun. Thank you so much to Jamal Starks for joining me in bed and Chris Caputo for a great interview. I am really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. It's often hard for us girls, I gotta tell you. But if we believe that we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q plus. We open the show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore and That Girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity because it is what makes us so damn strong. Until then, make sure you follow me on all social media outlets, Facebook, IG, TikTok, YouTube. Follow FayWhat And since you're always on the go because you busy like that, you can listen to The FayWhat Show wherever you listen to your podcast at. Just search The FayWhat Show. Until next Monday at 9 a.m. sharp or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I'm #thatgirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #thatgirl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #thatgirl. Pride-filled, T-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too? If you find the girls of love.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat Show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat Show. Get the week started with me.